ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the TIO NTFL Men's Division 1 Grand Final. This is to be played between the Banks Football Club and the Nightcliff Tigers. The umpires have just walked out onto the arena as we await the arrival of our teams. And here they come. Please give it up for the players from the Banks Football Club. All right, as we now welcome the Nightcliff Tigers. AFL NT would like to take this time to thank their sponsors, TIO, Northern Territory Government, Carlton United Breweries, Coca-Cola, Statewide Super, No More, Flight Centre, Towards Zero, Kazali's Palmerston Club, Sterling NT, Kennard's Hire, Intersport, and a big thank you to all our media partners, 7 News Darwin, NT News, and Mix 104.9 and Hot 100. Speaking of Hot 100, don't forget at half-time of our Premier League game, we are on the hunt to find the fastest male in the NTFL. The winner will take home $700. So if you are participating, please ensure you come down to see Danielle at the beginning of the second term of the main game. Looking forward to that, as we are for this match between Banks and Nightcliff. Conditions are perfect at the moment. And maybe some rain coming a little bit later on, so we'll see how that progresses throughout the next hour or two. Don't forget, if you're posting pictures on your socials, the TIO NTFL Grand Final, thanks to Virgin, you could win a free return flights to Bali. Just use the hashtag NTFL Bali. We'll be announcing that winner a little bit later on this afternoon. All right, can I please ask the umpires and all players to line up in the centre of the field for our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, before we sing the national anthem, we ask you to please stand with the players in holding a moment's silence to mark the tragic events that unfolded in Christchurch, New Zealand yesterday. Darwin, and particularly the NTFL, is made up of people from all walks of life, and we want our Kiwi friends to know we wish them and give them great support, strength today and always. Thank you. Could I ask the captains come forward to the centre of the ground with the umpires? We'll conduct the coin toss. right, so the Nightcliff Tigers have won the toss and they'll be kicking towards the airport end of TIO Stadium. Not much wind out here though, so it doesn't really favour either side, just to give you a heads up on conditions.
Hello and a big welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin. It is grand final day.
So we look forward to the TIO NTFL Men's Division 1 grand final. Good luck to both teams. Hope you enjoying your afternoon here at TIO Stadium.
Just a one loss. They had a draw in there. 16 wins, a loss and a draw. And Nightcliff 13 wins and 5 losses. And Nightcliff, I tell you what, they were lucky to get past Tars and St Mary's. They both had 13 wins and 5 losses. But they got there in the end and they've set up a pretty good grand final. Banks and Nightcliff in battle. Andrew Hodges with me. Hodgie, how you going? Looking forward to this game, Division 1.
This should be a cracker, Charlie. Obviously, Division 1 footy, watched a little bit of it this year, and these two sides have been outstanding all year, so really looking forward to seeing who gets out on top today.
And we're really happy to have joining us 3 times Premiership player in the AFL. Darryl White's with us as well. Darryl, welcome.
Thanks for having us, gentlemen.
You ever played at this level?
Yes, I did. I think one game with St Mary's a few years back. Come back from a knee operation and went in and tried. That's when Southport ex-coach was coaching him.
Jason Cotter.
Yeah, Cots was coaching. He tried to get me back, and I said, no good, mate. So I couldn't obviously qualify, but a good day out there. Maybe a little bit of rain later. Other than that, Banks are obviously hot favourites. They've been a perennial side in this competition for a long time. So how many premierships have they won?
Probably 5 or something, I think.
Not too bad.
Quite a few.
Yeah. So to go back, they were in the old TIFA days and NTFL days. They don't count all of those. Only a couple.
Count.
Yeah, only when they count, they only count these two. They're underway. Andrew Hodges.
So Banks win the tap there. So getting out to centre wing here looks like tough contested there. Good wrap up by the Nightcliff player there. Obviously hard to read those numbers there, Charlie, but good hard start to the game. But Banks first hands on the footy at that first stoppage.
So the ball up here, out on the wing. Good tap down there by Nightcliff. Handball was okay. Straight into the hands of Travina and went further with the handball. Left foot kick, up and under. Whistle's gone downfield. It's going to be definitely going to be a Banks kick down there. It's in the hands of Flatteridge. Gets onto the right boot. Kicks it up inside 50. It's a good kick. Sitting at the back. Read it better than anyone, Darryl White. And took a terrific mark on his chest back there. And we'll go back and have a shot. It's in the hands there of Nelson Sontag.
Just think Jaden Kicker's going to get sent off here with it looked like a headbutt. Both players are getting sent off, I think. Both think number 16, both of them. So the other one will be Richie Hobbs, I think. Yeah, Ashley Menakaris right onto it here, straight. Oh, red card. Is that finished, Charlie?
Yep, that's off.
So is that a man down all game?
I believe it's 10 minutes, Whitey. I think I'll have to double check those rules, but I'm pretty sure it's just 10 minutes that they can't replace him. But I don't think Kicker will take any further part in this game.
Sontag still has it down there for St Mary, for Banks deep in that forward line. Umpire waiting on what, I'm not sure. Now he's given the okay. So Nelson Sontag, chance to strike the first blow here for the minor premiers. And he gets hold of it. It's a good looking kick and he doesn't miss. Measures it nicely and Banks get the first goal.
Well, a bit of controversy there with that one. Obviously, late kick downfield. I think it was Pearson himself got knocked over there, and it was a relayed free kick, and then it went on again to Sontag. Look, the little number 7, I think it's Travina. 3 or 4 hardball gets already in and under straight away, so he looks like a little, most probably someone for Nightcliff to watch early.
Former Southern Districts player as well too, Whitey, is Travina, and also the young fella that kicked the goal there, Sontag, former Nightcliff junior.
Oh, giving it back, rubbing it in.
See, they had a lot of Banks players at the fall of that ball, didn't they, down in that forward line? Where do they all come from? They all rushed to where the ball was.
They're a disciplined side, they just get numbers to the ball. So Oakes and Miles in the middle of the ground. Miles gets first hand on it, obviously hotly contested in there. No one able to have a clear disposal or possession of the football. Again, just spills out, and another free kick given, holding the ball, going Nightcliff's way. So good tackle there by the Nightcliff Tigers. It looks like they're going to get their first inside 50 for the match.
Selfie had to give it back from Banks, so the Tigers now, they're in the corridor, close to the man on the mark, pumps it long. Plenty of Banks players down there, came off chest. Bulldogs didn't take the mark there, went spilled wide from Travina. And then the little kick along the boundary line, and the mark not completed. Went out of play for a boundary line throw-in.
Yeah, Nightcliff just had to think their way through that one. Obviously, the ruckman got back, and Richie Hobbs was in the hole as well. And look, plenty of numbers. They're running both ways, Hodgie.
They are, and Travina involved again there too, Whitey. So ball in here, Oaks again over the top. This year's medalist to Nightcliff, pick the ball up but unable to clear the ball. Highly contested, Travina again. Advantage paid and the ball will trickle out on centre wing. Oh, maybe free kick given.
Yep, no, he's taken it back. Yeah, well umpired there.
Absolutely.
Very rarely see them.
Certainly a Banks free kick. This is Tahini. Brad Tahini tucked inside, defensive 50. It's going to go to the corridor. It's a good kick. Measure to a teammate, can run forward. That's Hobbs. Hobbs out very wide, searching kick there. Tried to give it off to Tenty. He didn't get to it. Goes towards the boundary line. Nightcliff get there first. Miles onto it. Onto the right boot. Chips it up inside 50. Didn't get it quite inside 50. Stayed outside 50. Banks' defence is pretty good. They're working hard there with Pearson along the boundary line. Little chip kick up to the wing. And the mark taken out there on the far side by the Bulldogs.
It's covering a lot of territory early, Pearson.
And this is Tira with the ball long down the line. Plenty of numbers around the fall of the ball and a good mark there. I think that's Morris taking that mark for Nightcliff in defence. So Morris now goes long down the line. Penny, strong contest there. Ball again, plenty of numbers around the footy for Nightcliff, unable to execute the handball. Mopped up by, I think that is Tahini, the captain. Good pick up there, quick hands, slick hands, plenty of pressure from Nightcliff here. Banks unable to clear it, but they've got plenty of numbers around it. Oaks, fantastic work there. Handball off to Forsyth, who again gets the ball away and down the line here. Banks, plenty of numbers, but Nightcliff able to mop up and long down the line. Contest, Penny unable to take possession of the football. Potentially in danger there, but umpire says play on. Bit of fumbling going on here, Charlie. Fair bit of not clean, but Nightcliff again trying to clear the football here. Very difficult.
A lot of pressure on as well. Grand finals there normally is. Kicks up to a vacant half forward line. They get back there. Miles with it. Just got the kick away. Just dribbled it a while. Gave a chance here for his teammate to run onto it. That's Walker. Walker takes a bounce. He's down the wing, spears it. That's good looking kick. Banks get across the front. Did really, really well down there. Travina knocked it to the boundary line. Pressure put on. Bradley Wood's appealing with the umpire. He ignores it and says throw it in. So pressure on. And well, you expect it in a grand final.
Yeah, well done by Carter Walker. He tried to pick his teammate out, but look, Banks has just got numbers back.
So ball in again. Oaks, good punch forward for Banks, and Nightcliff plenty of numbers behind the footy. This time Tahini clean with the ball, clears it back inside, in through the corridor. Slip over there by the Banks player, unable to take possession. Nightcliff, good clean up there by, I think that was Nick Eads, who then now finds Harry Williams through the middle of the ground. So Nightcliff got plenty of numbers out here on the far side. Again, find a target. Looking to go inside 50. Plenty of Banks numbers behind the play. Kick wide. Penny marks the ball just inside the boundary line on a fairly acute angle, Charlie.
So Blake Penny, he can have a shot from there. He's got one sock up. Is that a Nightcliff thing? Only a couple of players with one sock up. He's having a good look at it. He's having a bit of a cider. He'll want to play on from there if he can get around this man on the mark, and then goes with it. Has a kick for goal, misses to the near side. Comes up with a minor score. So first score on the board for the Tigers. They're trailed by 5 points. 1 goal to 1 point. 6.5 minutes gone. Darryl White.
See what we got here. Obviously, Banks, they've already got one extra man at the moment, and they're manufacturing that obviously through the indiscretion by Kickett through the back half, and they're using that really well through the back half at the moment.
So Ken, long clearing kick. Target was Oaks. Plenty of numbers here. Travina, they run and carry and share the Banks players. Good vision inside. This is Tahini. Good mark inside 50. They're running forward with number. As Whitey said, they've got the +1 at the moment. McGuinness at the back, can't take the mark. Roger Morris now mops up for the Tigers, and he's away on the outer side. He's got plenty of numbers on the far side of the ground. Doesn't quite execute the kick very well, and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
I was just going to say, they're a bit of a training drill, and Big McGuinskin obviously couldn't pull down the grab, and obviously Nightcliff cleaned up really well at ground level there. And look, they just got no outlet at the moment. Banks are really cutting off through, through the midfield.
So Eads is going to do the ruck work here. Got in front, tapped it back towards the boundary line. Nightcliff come away with it. Ball inside the field of play. Plenty of Banks players down there. Their front position, not able to take the mark was Hobbs. Goes to ground, finishes up with Selfie. Selfie gave it away. They can come off half back and launch it down to half forward. It's a big kick. Got right over the top. Tapped it towards McGuinness. Gave it out wide. Banks with runners everywhere. They've left it behind though. Nightcliff equal to the task. Here's a bit of a high tackle, and they get over the top of the footy. He's in trouble. Umpire has a look and says, nope, I'll ball it up.
It is evident that extra player, isn't it, Whitey, with Banks having that extra player on the ground at the moment?
But even out that way, like you said earlier, the midfield is just running across, whether it's defend or attack.
So off the ground, I think that was Nelson Sontag for his second shot at goal, Charlie, and unable to kick the goal.
Could have picked it up, couldn't he, Darryl?
Yeah, you obviously, very quickly, real quick scrimmage there. I reckon, the talk around would have been too much. Like those times, you just take your chances at that, early in the game as well. But, if the talk was there and said to pick it up, obviously he would have done it.
So, having a look here, the Tigers haven't got much on. Kick to himself.
They got the numbers here.
Now he runs it out wide. So the big man gets underneath it, couldn't take it. Nathan Russell. Ball comes back into the corridor, and the mark taken there for the Tigers. Inside defensive 50, not much on offer. And then they'll go off to the left-hand side out towards Shaw in the opposite back pocket. This is Jaden Shaw. It's going to go short, so they're chipping it around the Tigers. Building from here, as you often do in defence. Go short with the kick. Kick there by Wade. Still along the boundary line. Not sure where to go here, the Tigers. They're going to kick and hope. Now a pack gets underneath. Big man reached over the top. Couldn't get it. Eads. Ball back towards the boundary line. On the clean-up, Banks with it. Short kick here. They find targets all the time, don't they, Banks? They're not under a lot of pressure. Mark taken here by Pearson. A long way out from goal. Kicks it down towards the forward pocket. Tried to give it off to his teammate down there in Sontag. Whistle goes. Is there a free kick in all of this?
Yeah, there is. A bit of a push in the back, but I don't think there was much in it. It was a good contest. Obviously pushed him into his teammate, which is a bit unfortunate.
Now, is that Oates? I reckon it might be. That's got the free kick.
Might be Sontag, I think, again.
Sontag?
No, Oates was up the middle here. Like, there was Oates and number 12, who was a Christopher Kent, just got across the numbers, and the big penny went up against 3. So it's a bit hard at the moment for Nightcliff to get it out.
So we're waiting with the ball to find its way back.
If it is Sontag, he's on fire, mate.
He kicked a good goal earlier on, so he's the only goal scorer in the match as we go through 10.5 minutes of the first term. You're watching the Division 1 NTFL Grand Final. Sontag having a shot from out there. Looks pretty good off the boot. He has a look at. They like it. He's kicked 2. One from a free kick and one from a mark.
That's him. Well done, big fella. Look, he's up and about. Even the first one he kicked, he was up and about and getting his teammates going, which is fantastic. Look, it's starting in the back half for Banks at the moment, but give a lot of credit to Nightcliff. Their back line is under siege at the moment a little bit, and they've worked it out. And like you said, Charlie, they had to chip it out, just to use the ball, keep possession. And then that last one, they maybe should have went a little bit longer, just to the boundary, use it out there, reset, and go again.
So back in the middle now, we've got Oakes and Eads to contest in the ruck. Oakes again, great tap down. He's got plenty of runners at ground level. This is Johnson, who now goes inside 50. Tahini's been very good early on. Good mark under pressure. Looking to put the Banks back inside 50. Great kick. McGuinness got unable to take the mark. Walker at ground level for Nightcliff, unable to take possession of the ball. Hockley contested in there, and looks like the umpire. No, he lets it go. The ball pops out. I was waiting for him to blow. Now he pulls out a free kick. And it's going Nightcliff way. I think that is Jaden Shaw now with the ball out the other side to Cabillo Jones. Again, in turn, he's got another player on the far side here. Plenty of numbers on the far side for Nightcliff. They're in the open if they can hit a target here. Long kick down the line. Williams works his way to front, unable to take the mark. I think this is Kent, is it, who gets the ball going back Banks' way. Unable to pick the ball up there. I couldn't pick up who that was. I think it was Roach. And he's drawn the free kick. Umpire calls advantage. Bulldog inside 50 now. Long kick, high. McGuinness jumps at it again. Unable to take possession of the ball. Fantastic goal from Cowen, who is an SANFL experienced player, but a great finish there from a quality player.
Well, the big fella, Hodgie, hasn't marked any yet, Big Dane McGinskin, but he's bringing him to ground. He hasn't got a mark, and that's most probably your number one job as a forward is, not get out marked. And at the moment, and young Teal, look, mate, that was a perfect front and centre crumbing on the left foot, and he'd be really happy with that. And they're up and about at the moment. Nightcliff really need to sort something out. I think the middle's not too bad, but Oates, that last one, that was a very clear tap, and they just got the run out. So, and I think it was little number 2, wasn't it? Tahini, I think, was in front.
He's had plenty of it, hasn't he?
Fortune favours the brave. When you're in front, things will happen.
Can't get across this half-forward line here, Nightcliff, when they go forward. Here's the tap out of the middle, knocked away that time by Teal. Nightcliff can get the kick out of there. This is Thrum. Big kick inside 50. They're deep inside 50. Knocked it outside the 50, and they're working well back here again. Banks right to the 50-metre line. Handball comes out wide. Chance here for Caleb Walker. Goes for goal. Deep to the forward line.
Well
just
done.
knocked back in play. Banks players wait for it. Tap towards the boundary line and tap through in the end, conceding it behind. They did well to knock it back into play, Darryl.
Who was that? Was that Bradley Wood?
I think it
Big
was.
fella?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's those numbers are coming into it now, mate. I might need the glasses or the binoculars, one of the two. But well done from the big fella. He had an opportunity too. He could have maybe just sunk the slipper in there.
Absolutely. So Travina down the line now for Banks. Kicks to a 2-on-1. Banks player Oaks does a fantastic job of getting the ball forward. Nightcliff had plenty of numbers. Pressure from Banks has been outstanding early, guys. And that's Tahini trying to get a clear handball out. Can't quite find it. Teal now into the open. Kicks to a 1-on-1. And Gabillo Jones takes a good mark across half-back for the Nightcliff.
Now he comes out of defence, takes a bounce inside defensive 50. He's going to drive it out long here onto a 1-on-1 front position. Ball knocked towards the boundary line. Just kept in play, and then the big tackle on Josh Carmichael there. And Carmichael shared the medal, didn't he? The Mitch Lee medal, joint medalist with David Oates from Banks. They both had outstanding years.
Well, that's what Nightcliff need at the moment. Look, now they reset again. I think they need to do a bit better from their from Banks's kick-ins, because they can really set up there and maybe get it back in and drive it back into their forward line.
Cowen went right over the top. They players at the back. Hard run at the footy here is Watson. Didn't get clear though. They come in a hurry and they get it out. Smothering effort was pretty good there by Tahini. Tahini's in everything. You could just keep calling him. Little kick into the middle of the ground. Kick forward here by Tyrrell. Luke Tyrrell's kick to 50. Knocked away. Hard run at the football here is Rob. Couldn't pick it up. They've got players there. Nightcliff, can they get their hands on it? No, they can't. Stolen this time by Bulldog. Off the left boot he goes. Goes for goal from about 30 and says thank you very much and kicks to goal. Good goal to Richard Bulldog. They've got 4, the Banks, running on adrenaline at the moment.
Oh, mate, well, that puts scoreboard pressure on straight away. 4-1-25 is fantastic at the moment. Look, he shrugged the tackle, used a bit of his strength. Looks like he's low set to ground as well. Nice left foot straight through the middle. And, you know, he's a veteran player as well, playing on 176 games now. And just going through the group, both players have got 12 players over 100 games. And there's 5 in Banks who played under less than 30. And Nightcliff have got 6 players that played less than 30 at the moment. So experience, not really a key factor, but the big fella Oates in the middle is actually dominate at the moment.
So Oaks and Miles at it again. Nightcliff, just a hack kick forward. Greenoff comes out, can't take possession of the footy. I think that was Selfie, just quickly a little tap forward. He's been outstanding across half-back. Tahini in it again. Sorry, here's Tahini now. 2 guys with headgear out there getting confused, but he's been outstanding early on. Nice little clever kick to Forsyth, who can't take possession of the footy. Great pressure from, I think it was Walker. Hotly contested, potentially high there. The umpires paid the free kick. Going Banks' way. Their pressure's been outstanding, guys, hasn't it, early on? This is Teal looking to put some more pressure on Nightcliff inside 50. Not a great kick, but Tahini's up to the challenge and takes possession of the ball. Handball out wide to Roach. Doesn't do a hell of a lot with it, but now Nightcliff come away through Williams. Great work by the Nightcliff Tigers inside 50.
So Williams kick inside 50. No one at the back there for Nightcliff. Plenty of Banks players in front. They dive at the footy. Couldn't get clear with it though, Kent. And busting his way through. That was hard running by Williams. Dribbles it away though. Misses out to the left. Will it stay in the field of play? No, it won't. It'll go through for a minor score. So just hanging on there, Nightcliff at the moment. They've kicked 3 points and we've ticked up to 17.5 minutes of the first term. 4-1 to 3 points, Darryl White.
This is where they need to set up now, really push up Nightcliff so they can set a barrier there. But look, just too easy for Banks at the moment getting it out.
Kick out here, and then a handball over the top came from Tenty. And he kicks towards the boundary line. Nightcliff might get there first and hope it stays in play. It's exactly what happened.
Good shepherd.
They can emerge with the footy off the left boot, down towards the forward line. And a good grab at the back. No, it wasn't. It was lost towards the boundary line. Nightcliff can't get to it. They get over the top. Umpires keeping a close eye on it. There was Charlie Hall over it. And the umpire says it is
Free kick.
Free kick. Oh, I thought it might have gone out of play. No, it's a free kick, and it'll go to Chris Kent. Deep in the back pocket for the Bulldogs. Closing in on quarter time. 18 minutes gone in the grand final here at the TIO Stadium in Darwin.
So Teal, wide kick, doesn't quite hit his target himself, sees it over the line. So disappointing there by Banks. They set themselves up. They've had a fantastic quarter so far. About a minute and a half to play, and just a bit disappointing there they didn't find the target. They had plenty of numbers out on this far side.
This is where Big Miles is sitting in the middle, and he's really got to push across to the wing. So when Banks look up and they're coming out, all they see is this big ruckman sitting there.
So Banks player punches the ball forward. Plenty of Nightcliff players at ground level, able to win possession. Turnover there, Roach. Not a great handball, and we see the ball go out of bounds. Both teams are going pretty hard at it, Whitey.
Yeah, I think Nightcliff have obviously just settled into it now. Obviously the scoreboard's not in their favour at the moment, but I think they've just settled in. That's where Miles has got to be now. Look, Nightcliff look like they've got a bit of a better setup, and I think it's who was it? Hogs is there, still on his own at the moment, so they need to do something about it. Maybe a 2-on-1.
Throw in front of us here. Bradley Wood with the tap down was pretty good again. It spills towards the boundary line and out of play.
If you look forward to the footy there, Whitey, it's 4-on-2 basically inside 50 with the Banks players to Nightcliff, isn't it?
That's it. Then you even look back and you got Self there as well, and I can't see who the other little fella is there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, most probably on 2, 3 at the moment. Nightcliff's just got to get a bit better at their matchups.
So they go for the tap down. Handball goes away off the left boot. Spearing it out wide was Wade, but kicks it straight to Banks. They can take the mark at centre half back.
Straight into that unnamed man, Luke Tyrrell.
Yeah, Tyrrell onto the right boot, kicks it into the pocket. Siren brings it to a close. So quarter time here, and Banks with all the play set themselves up pretty well. 4 goals won to 3 points.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
A great first term by Banks Footy Club has set up a 22-point lead at quarter time. 4-1-25 to the Nightcliff Tigers, 3 behinds. Just a quick shout out as well, if you want to send your kids over near the family-friendly zone, over by the light tower, we have set up the Thunder Slide over there, and the kids can go nuts, go crazy over there. It's well supervised and fun for all the kids. So if they get a little bit bored during their second term, send the kids over for some fun. And just at the back of the family-friendly zone, we look forward to a big second term.
Second quarter about to get underway here. 4 goals, 1 to 3 points. Banks in front. They showed plenty in that first quarter, Darryl.
Yeah, definitely. And it went back to the midfielders in Pearson, Roach, Tahini, who was the other one? For Horsley, Nichols, and the big fella Oates, just giving his midfielders just an abundance of opportunity to get the ball out, especially with first use. So, but Molesley's been battling pretty well, but Nightcliff just haven't got it at ground level at the moment. And that loose man across half-back, which I think they have replaced now. So it should be a bit more of an even contest now.
So Miles and Oates back in it again. Miles this time gets first hands on the ball. Winger off the line. I think it was Travina. Came in nice and hard. Got a touch on the ball. Nightcliff now inside 50 through Thrum. Well done, Carmichael. Comes out at it. Has a shot on goal and just pulls it to the left. So unfortunately not kicking the goal.
Good signs, bud. Good signs.
But Carmichael push for inclusion in the Premier League side, maybe.
Yeah, he's definitely good enough. He's played plenty of games.
Here's the kick out by Banks, out towards the 50-metre line. It was a good kick. The thump was a terrific one from the back.
That was Miles.
Put it right down in the forward line, carried through for a minor, rush through for a minor score.
Yeah, Miles, a big ruck when that was.
You can give him a good thump, can't he? Remember the old days they used to do that, Darryl?
Worth a kick, mate. Worth a kick.
Bill Wedding used to do it for Norwood back in the 60s.
Mal Michael, mate, for the Brisbane Lions. Unbelievable.
Here's the kick towards the boundary line. No one's near it, rolls out of play. So it's going to be a free kick coming back the other way. Might be to put that free kick out there. Nightcliff are going to get it. That might be Gavin Shepherd-Greenoff. Under the right boot he goes. Kicks it deep to the forward pocket. Punched away and out of play. Got up pretty high there too, did Selfie.
Yeah, the kick wasn't a real good kick there from the young fella. He just had to put it to the top of the square. It gives your Crummers an opportunity to have a snap at goal. Like kicking it to the pocket, easy for defenders, get it straight over the line.
So Oates might be doing some of the ruck work here. He's in front position. He's worked his way to the back. Got around and knocked it to ground. Umpire blows the whistle. It's going to be a free kick. Banks have got it in the back pocket.
So switch kick here. This is Tyrrell on the far side of the ground. Not much on offer up the ground. He goes to a one-on-one. Williams did a great job to get into position to contest it, but Travina good enough to clean it up. Not a great handball. Follows up his own handball, fumbles. Plenty of pressure from the Nightcliff players, but now Banks back inside 50. Not a great contest there across half-back. Plenty of Nightcliff numbers. Free kick. Good enough to draw the free kick now, Nightcliff, and able to clear. Plenty of numbers on this far side. I think it's Greenoff out the far side. Can't quite take possession of the ball. Oates did a fantastic job, the big guy, to get out there and help out. Quick kick down the line. This is Goats now. We'll see it over the line for Banks.
A bit more pressure there from Nightcliff at the moment, which is fantastic. You know, behind on the scoreboard. Look, a couple of those would have been goals, would be fantastic. Obviously 2 rush behinds by Banks at the moment, but they need a goal on the board to get themselves going.
So Banks in front here, the throw in. The tap went over the back there. Good work too by Stephen Miles. Handball across towards his teammate. And now a little kick around the corner from Williams to the middle of the ground. They go the corridor, searching kick out wide.
Good vision, Charlie, there.
It was good vision. Straight into the hands of Carmichael. Straightens it up, goes to the middle, gives it to the running player in there, hoping he can get to it. Caleb Walker, he didn't. Banks win it. On the turnover here, spearing kick by Selfie, inside 50, front position down there, pushed out of the way. That was Goats, and I think he's going to get a free kick. No, he's not. It's going to be play on, says the umpire, and Jaden Shaw.
They call the mark. Charlie got a hand to it first and got it back on the chest, so double touch.
So Thrum now centre wing, goes long inside 50. Williams, Harry Williams is on the end of it there. No, it was Penny, sorry. Unable to take possession of the ball. Great work from Kent down there for Banks. The clearing kick by the Banks Bulldogs doesn't quite find its target. Nightcliff now mop up and the ball trickles over the line on the far side of the ground.
So just give you those goal kickers. Teal and Bulldog a goal each in the first quarter and 2 goals to Nelson Sontag. So Richard Bulldog, I think he was the leading goal kicker for Nightcliff this year, so he's added to that tonight.
I'm going to make a push, Charlie. That should be the Michael McLean wing.
Okay.
There's nothing over there at the moment. Should be the Michael McLean wing.
Okay, fair enough. We'll call it that.
The Magi wing.
We're in the Morris Reality stand. You happy with that, though?
Yeah, that's all right. No, he's a legend. Wore 17 because of him, but Michael McLean had a few. His Footscray days early, wasn't he?
He was a great
on the wing. On the wing.
His Forsyth's kick was pretty good. Put it into the hands there of Teal. Got a goal in the first quarter. Goes up the wing searching for his teammate. Not able to get it. Good defensive work. Knocks it out of play. So we're talking to...
on the far side, on the Michael McLean wing.
Well, the Hawk was on today. He was. He knew your voice.
Yes, I ended up getting. I thought it was Wally for a quick second, and then as I heard a couple more words, I that's the Hawk. Very dusty voice, the old fella.
So ball left on the ground here, and goes Caleb Walker, picks it up. They nail him and push him in the back. He's probably going to get the free kick. No, he's caught holding the ball.
Unlucky, bit unlucky there.
Had a chance to get rid of it in the eyes of the umpire. Kick inside 50 for Banks. Look at him come from everywhere. Got right back over the back. Good clean up here by Nightcliff. So that extra players there at the fall of the ball. Darryl White kick to the middle and able to find a teammate there and take a very strong mark. That was Harry Williams.
Got to go, young fella. Well done.
Fantastic work there by the Banks player who read that from a mile away and moved probably about 30 metres. He ran up the ground to spoil that ball. Now Banks on centre wing with Forsyth here. Sorry, the Magic McLean wing. Comes inside. Not a great kick. Puts his teammate under a lot of pressure. Nightcliff back here in numbers and able to clear the ball here through. Not quite sure who that is, but it's a long kick down the line.
Who was that, Hodgie? That was a blade explosion. He had an opportunity to have a bounce kicker to 4 Banks players.
They had plenty of numbers behind the play.
Now they can get clear from the wing or backward of the wing up towards the half forward line. 2 grabs at the footy, not able to wrap it up down there was McGinniskin. Ball held up, players come from everywhere over the top. Umpire's going to come in and ball it up directly down in front of us here. 25 plays 5. Early stages of the second term. This is the grand final. Banks playing Nightcliff and Banks in the box seat.
So Fladrich and Eads contest centre wing. Williams again this quarter has been fantastic. Clears that kick, but unfortunately doesn't find a target. Must have been touch. Oates now clears the ball. Another long high kick down the line. Plenty of Nightcliff numbers here. Morris mops up and then puts it straight back where it came from. Oates again at the bottom of the pack. Can't quite get possession of the ball. Johnson ties it in with I think it's Hugh Sprigg, who then makes the umpire ball it up again on centre wing. So it's contest after contest here, boys. Plenty of guys putting their body on the line in this grand final.
Well done by Spring too, going up against 5 plus the big Oates as well.
So here's the throw up. Umpire throws it up. They got a good reach over the top. Did Banks there through Oates. And again, a pack comes over the top. It's a tough game at the moment. This level of footy is really tough to play, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're both throwing in a bit of a quarterback. We got Morris here, and I think it might be Hobbs up the other end, just playing a kick behind the ball. So, look, they've got an extra number around the midfield, and both teams have got a bloke sitting back.
Big tackle. Ball goes to ground. That's ferocious tackle light on there.
Can't call
laid
that,
on there by Will Jolson.
even the crowd and that, I don't get the crowd sometimes when the bloke has no prior opportunity and everyone's singing our ball. Like, if you've got a footy mind, you just go, ball it up, Bumpy, let's go, get on with it.
Good decision, umpire.
Multiple Mitch Lee
don't need that
medalists.
too often, do you?
Is Will Johnson, been around for a long time. Good player for Banks. At the back this time, stolen away there by Pearson.
There's my man.
Merges with the footy, turn it straight over. It's all Nightcliff back there. One extra player, they can run forward. That's Morris.
That's better.
It's it out wide. Chance to run forward here. This is Dempsey. And Dempsey has a shot from a long way out and misses it all and kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Do you reckon he had a bit of time there, Hodgie?
He did. He had to do better than that, didn't he, Whitey? It's disappointing. They don't get too many opportunities to go inside 50 and to waste it like that. Not great.
But Morris is getting across now. He's trudging across to the wing, being that spare at the back there.
So long kick down the line. Contest here at half forward. Tahini in and under again, unable to clear the footy, and again the umpire will ball it up.
That's what I'm reading at the moment. Like, the Banks midfield and Crummers can get front and square, and Nightcliff are just reacting to that. They need to actually, try and read one off the hands as well.
So it's a little tap down here.
There we go. Use it now.
Now can get clear off the left boot to the kick, to the middle. No one there, but Nightcliff will get there first. Have to use the handball under pressure. Kick off the left boot.
Well
there was a player in short. Went over the top further though, and knew exactly where he was going. Darryl White hit his teammate on the chest.
32. No, that's not Morris. Who's that?
I think that might be Thrum with the ball now. Is that Jake?
Yeah, Jake Thrum with the
52. The one, the colour boy who just kicked it. Was that a 22?
No, that was Dylan Cooper. Dylan Cooper.
Like, awesome stuff. He was the one who got the one across in the middle out on the wing there. Followed up his kick. Nice little kick into Crum, is it?
Thrum.
So
this is Thrum from directly out in front. Bangs away and gets the first Tiger goal. They're happy in the stands. They haven't had much joy today. Some of their junior teams haven't done that well, but they've got a goal here. And it's taken them a long time. That's their first goal. 1/4 and 9 minutes it's taken them, but they get within 14 points. 4-1 to 1-5.
Thumbie's beating the drum now, mate. How about that one?
That's a good one.
50 metre floater as well at that.
Yeah, it wasn't too good with the boot, but Hodgie, when you look at the paper tomorrow, he'll have one goal against his name at the moment. Hopefully he gets a couple more, but doesn't matter how they go through, as long as it's a 6-pointer, mate.
Yeah, who remembers how it goes through? You just see one next to your name.
Oh, I had a torpedo from the boundary one day, inside out, mate. I remember that one.
We care about that.
7th goal against the Tigers at the Gabba.
Did you kick 7?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big outing.
So Oates at it again. He's been in there all day, and again he finds a target. I think it's Teal that he's given it to, who's just bashed it forward. Travina's been in everything all day, and again he takes possession of the ball, turns it over by hand. Walker is every step with him, followed the ball down, and just a quick hack kick forward. Nightcliff unable to clear here. Good pressure from the Banks players, and the ball will trickle out of bounds, and we'll get a boundary throw in on the half-forward flank on the far side, just forward of the Michael McLean wing. Whitey.
Yes, I think both sides have actually settled into it now, so we've got a nice little dour game here, and look, and the skills are showing. The skills are going to start showing out now, so I think the toughness has gone out a little bit. It's going to be the ones who can use their disposal when they get it, and the efficiency of the disposal.
So trying to bust through there, the Tigers aren't up to it, but you just get the feeling the Tigers have settled a little bit, and the kick by Banks up towards half forward, and that's a strong mark. So he's waited for a long time for McInnes to take a big mark, and he did that time.
And you'll have a shot too, the big fella. Don't worry about that.
He's not giving it off.
Nah.
He's been a great target for them early on, hasn't he, White? He hasn't been to pull one in. That's the first one, but he's just given him something, hasn't he?
And look, the Crummers have been there to their credit. You must know that it's not going to go too far.
He's a lefty, and he's a good one. He bangs it, and he bangs it along a goal, and he carries the distance. And the umpire says,
I reckon that was behind, sir.
I reckon
that was touched behind.
We'll have to go to video review on that one.
Bad luck, big fella.
So 4-2 to 1-5, and we've played 12 minutes of the second term.
Just got to go a bit quicker here, Nightcliff.
The kick up towards the 50-metre line. Banks trying to get clear with it, holding the one hand. He goes to ball, ground ball and all. That's a good tackle. That's the old wing tackle, isn't it? Grab him by one hand, one arm. They can't. What can they do?
Charlie. Well, they can't do much. And look, obviously AFL are trying to pin down on it real bad at the moment. But look, it's a perfect tackle in our game. It's a bit unfortunate if someone gets hurt.
So Darling, quick kick forward. Eads can't take possession. The ball out of bounds again. We'll get another boundary throw in. So contest after contest here. Either side wanting to give up any inch, but you're right, guys. Nightcliff have definitely fought their way back into this one, and I think it was Carmichael and Williams are the guys that have started to impose themselves on this game.
They just need a goal, don't they, Nightcliff? Need another goal here. McGuinness can try to bust his way through. They got him in a gang tackle. He went to ground ball and all, and they pinged him. It was a good tackle. Free kick here was going to go to the Tigers.
50, Charlie.
Williams gets 50.
I think the umpire had the choice of a throw or holding the ball or whatever he wanted in that situation. Big Dane not happy.
So Harry Williams.
The big fella's got to realise he took, what, 2 steps, 3 steps, tried to go through 3 of them.
Turn over.
I think it's been turned back over. Then the umpire.
And that's 50. That's got to be 50 now, doesn't it?
I think it was.
Did you see that, Hodgie?
I think the umpire changed his mind potentially here.
But Dane had some words to him. That's the first time I've seen it, mate.
Big Danger is a very convincing man. You're not going to argue with him, are you?
But doesn't the ball have to be given back on the full? He didn't give back on the full. He threw it. It should have been a 50-metre penalty. But ball in the hands here of McGuinness. Can he kick a goal?
Yep.
Yes, he can. The big man goes back. He's happy. And Banks get another one just when Nightcliff looked like they were fighting their way back into the game. Darryl.
Well, it did, and look, luck's a fortune there. I think we're all baffled up here at the moment with the decision, what was going on there. Obviously, we haven't got the luxury of a replay, but Dane did have a talk to him, and from, I think the 3 of us could vouch that it was either throwing the ball or holding the ball or dropping the ball, one of the 3. And but then, Hodgie, a couple of blokes were on his backs sort of as well. So
I think it was in the back. I think the umpire did initially.
I don't think it would have been high, so maybe in the back, and he gone. And look, maybe the umpire's gone, yep, you're free kick, and gone, oh, maybe got them mixed up, and the hand signal went the other way.
Absolutely.
So we'll give the benefit of the doubt there, the umpire. And Big Dane's got his first one.
The Tigers come out of the middle. Thumping kick too. That's a big kick. Down to a pack of players. How do packs know where to go? Wherever the ball lands, they somehow get there. Ball on the ground here. No one able to get clear. Just a little kick came out. Chance here for Banks from centre half back. Kick up towards the wing. Went over the top, trying to break the tackle there and getting away was Stephen Miles for the Tigers. Kicks inside 50, went over the top. Good defensive work there by Teal. Got to the footy. Hurried kick came out of defence there by Rootsy. Gathered in this time by Nightcliff. Good work by them through Townsend. Down inside 50.
Yeah, holding on to him.
Will Johnson down there, number 5. But the free kick's going to go to the Tigers.
It was soft, but it was there. It was within the rules.
This is exactly what they want.
They just kept pressing there, didn't they? Why? They just kept banging the ball forward. Banks did a fantastic job to keep him out, but obviously giving away the free kick here. A bit disappointing, but Nightcliff just kept persisting and obviously get a shot on goal now.
And even Milesy, like, good stuff there, just cutting it off. Took Oatsy on.
Ryan Wade crosses 50, directly out in front.
Need this.
Bangs away at goal. Hit it pretty well.
He's calling for touch, the bloke on the mark.
Yeah, on the mark.
No, the central umpire doesn't want nothing. Oh, no, he must have signalled. So
well,
it is
definitely a point.
Definitely a point.
So Wade comes up with a minor score. Look at them. They're inaccurate, Nightcliff. The game's slipping away from them. They need to kick goals. 5-2 to 1-6. 16 minutes gone, second term of the grand final.
So contestant Teal at the back of the, I think that was a throw. Doesn't get the free kick given against Tahini again in amongst the Nightcliff players. Very, very physical in around there. I think that was Self who came in flying through the pack again. And Williams takes out a free kick. Absolutely.
That was Self again, Hodgie.
Yeah, he's throwing himself around himself. He's trying to impose himself on the game. But inside 50, good kick. The big fella, I think it was, who was that? Wood, who couldn't take the mark. Ball trickles out of bound, but this Banks defence have done a fantastic job today, Whitey, keeping Nightcliff out.
Well, it was a bit of like the first quarter. Obviously, Nightcliff's defence was under siege, and at the moment, Banks are under siege. But Banks seem to find their way through traffic and fit out the extra runner and sort of extricate the ball out pretty well. But I hope Nightcliff get one here because they really deserve one.
So the big ruckman doing the work there, trying to get out. With the footy, number 45 there, Blake Penny.
3 times Charlie's misdemeanors or free kicks in your back 50 just gives possession to Banks too easy.
Easy outs.
Comes the kick by Tahini out wide, front position down there. It was Nightcliff, but they couldn't get it, and Banks under pressure, going to kick it out of bounds on the full. Or did it touch someone? No, it's out on the full.
They need a reward for effort here, Charlie. Nightcliff.
Having a real go now, aren't they?
Yep. think their setups are right. It seems like they've got some good matchups going. So
they get one here in the last couple of minutes of this before half time.
You feel it right. You're going and feeling
chance.
it right, I reckon. Yep. You know, that's 7. Well, that's 7 scoring shots each at the moment. Or 2 rushed, I think, from both sides. So 5 scoring shots each.
So contested ball here. That's Williams has that shot on goal. It looks pretty good.
Oh,
touched on the line.
Well
I think that was who was that? That was Wood who got his hands on that.
Bradley.
Potentially needed to shepherd it through. Snap on goal, cross the face, send it behind for the Tigers.
They're pressing.
Who was that from, Hodgie? Number 1.
I think that was Thrum again.
You've been happy with that one, I reckon. This is a bit better from Nightcliff. They're set up. You've got time to set up now. So find a bloke, build a wall. Even your half forwards come up a bit. That's a big Milesy. Don't worry about Oatsy. Get up, block it off. No one can kick 70, 80 metres.
8 shots to 7. And Banks are in front by quite a bit.
And both sides had 2 rush behinds, Charlie. So it's not much in it.
Here's Luke.
But the scoreboard's ticking away.
He's got plenty on it. He kicks it outside 50. It's a good fullback's kick. They can run forward here with the ball towards the boundary line. Nightcliff get across there, losing his footing though, and then getting up Stephen Miles.
Well done. Second effort on the big fella, Charlie.
Yeah, it was very good. Straight into the hands there of Townsend. So he looks off to his right, goes at right angles, puts it up too high. Gave Banks every chance to get there, as Darryl White said, and they did in numbers. Bulldogs spills free. Nightcliff get there, and their chance to now have numbers at the fall of the ball. And a little fumble will let the Banks in here. The tackle was pretty good. Ball left on the ground. They're trying to get the handball away.
The numbers are there. Look at the numbers of Banks.
Blue and white everywhere. At 50, lines up, kicks for goal and misses out to the right. Comes up with a minor score. Bad luck there, Tahini.
He deserved a goal there. He's been outstanding all day. That contest there, Whitey, you just mentioned the numbers. They just work so hard, don't they?
And I just felt for Morris then. I thought, you know what, most probably the best thing for him to do was just lay on the ball and get hold of the ball there, because once Tahini went away, imagine if someone else linked up. They just seen Tahini go and think, oh yeah, he's got this, but if they would have extricated their way through that a little bit better, they would have got a goal out of that.
It's been good Tahini, you know, survived multiple concussions and nearly lost to the game until he started wearing a helmet.
Well, that's it.
So it brings it the first half to a close. The game didn't reach any real great heights, but certainly Banks have got the measure here of Nightcliff to half time, and they lead 5-3 to 1-7.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Absolutely 0.
0.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details and safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm blue and fire and white.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin for easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Good first half of 40 where we see the Banks Bulldogs leading by 20 points at half-time, 5-3-33 to 1-7-13. Just like to give a plug for TIO because it's Territory's football's longest-term corporate partner, having supported the game in the Territory for over 28 years. Their support spans across leagues, stadiums and the women's game, covering the width and breadth of the Territory. Having signed on as naming rights partner of the TIO NTFL again for the season 28-2019, TIO has committed to the naming rights partner until the culmination of the 2020-21 season. Now, we've got a little promotion happening this afternoon. You may have seen some of these around. Make sure you grab your TIO Thunder Sticks so you can make all the noise for your true club. Make sure you show all your support by banging the Thunder Sticks together. We've got some staff handing them out at the moment. So if you see some of our staff members running around with some of these TIO Thunder Sticks, please put your hand up. Say, I'd love some of those. And you can support your club by banging those together when they score a goal, or for any reason, really. Hope you enjoyed the afternoon here at TIO Stadium. The storm has dissipated. There's no rain to worry about a little bit later on, so it culminates to a huge game coming up a little bit later on between the Nightcliff Tigers and the Southern District's Crocs. 54 years since the Nightcliff Tigers have won a premiership, and of course the Crocs looking for back-to-back. Looking forward to a big game. Just remember, if you're posting any pictures on the socials this afternoon and you're at the TIO NTFL Grand Final, any great pics, we'd love to see them. Thanks to Virgin, you could win a free return flights to Bali. Just use the hashtag NTFL Bali, and we'll be announcing that at halftime of the big game this evening. So any little socials you want to post, hashtag NTFL Bali for your chance to win. Big thanks to Virgin. And if you want a memento of today's game, records are on sale. You can take home a copy of today's players and umpires by picking up your souvenir edition of the Grand Final record for only $2. As we mentioned at quarter time, we've got our Thunderslide happening, and that can be found just to the back of the family-friendly zone near the light tower on the right-hand side, down the airport end of the ground. So if the kids are getting a little restless and you want to send them for some fun, the Thunderslide is open for business, people. It's all free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it's very well supervised, so send the kids over there for some fun. That's the Thunderslide at the rear of the family-friendly zone. All right, our umpires are preparing to come back on the ground to commence the second half, so can I please ask all the patrons to leave the oval, find your seats, so we can get the game back underway. Thank you. Alrighty, thanks everyone. If you could please make your way off the arena so we can get the second half underway. The Bulldogs are out, ready to go. The Nightcliff Tigers are back on the paddock. We look forward to a big second half. It's the Banks Bulldogs by 20 points at half time. Looking forward to a big second half. Enjoy the footy. Bad, no. Really? No. Oh, me, yeah. You're not sweating. No, I wasn't.
And all ready to go for the second half here. Darryl White, can they get back into it? Nightcliff, they've got some work to do. 20 points down at half-time.
Well, I think the coach at half-time will be thinking, look, same amount of scoring shots. You know, real sluggish start, especially the first quarter for about 15, even 20 minutes. They were just weren't in the game at all. And the second half, they really showed their ascendancy and pulled the game back their way, but not on the scoreboard. So I reckon this Premiership quarter.
So Oates and Miles back at it again to get us way into the second half. Unable to take possession here. Oates just crashes through, gets the ball clear to a teammate. Quick kick out wide where Tahini again on the end of it. Forsyth's clever little kick, can't find his target. Roach comes out inside 50, another long kick. McGuinness at the back, can't take possession, but I think he's pushed in the back and he's given away the free kick. So Nightcliff able to clear the ball in the back pocket.
Deep in the back pocket. Now they come away, short little kick along the boundary line, worked pretty well. Straight into the hands there of, who is that? Is that Wade? It's along the boundary line for the Tigers, gets onto the left boot.
Well done.
Good kick, gee, big hit from the back. Tyrrell is it that goes to ground.
I think that was Hobbs that went to ground there, Charlie.
Hobbs goes to ground, yeah, slowly getting up. Goodness me.
But that was better from Nightcliff, going out that way, using the Michael McLean wing. You know, reset, start again, and they can have, who's that, Hodgie coming to sit off the contest over here. The little fella.
Stephen Miles doesn't do the ruck.
I think that's Thrum at the back there.
Thrum, so we got Hobbs. Hobbs is back up and going, so he's all right, or he's feeling it a little bit, holding his head.
So Banks with the kick inside 50, and they want this man to get it. McGuinness kicked a goal in that second quarter.
Yeah, silly from McGuinness then.
Gave away a free kick.
Yeah, a good attack on the ball, but you know, you can't go straight in the man's back. Just an easy out.
So I think that was Morris who's cleared the ball for Nightcliff. Long kick down the line. Oates hands to it again. Miles, good pressure. Gavin Green off far side of the ground. Clever little handball inside to Carmichael. Just gives the don't argue, gets rid of his opponent. Handball forward. This is looking better from Nightcliff. Carmichael opposing himself.
Two of them out there, Odgie.
They are clear here. They've got Williams inside 50 by himself, screaming for it. He can't get the ball to him. Clever little bit of candy there. Gets inside 50. Long shot on goal.
There we go.
And does not kick. Good punch through for himself.
Is that Roger Morris?
No, I'm not too sure who that is. I'm just trying to wait for him to turn around. He sees his number. These numbers are hard to pick up, aren't they?
21 or 11
it's Dempsey. It was Matt Dempsey.
Hawk finally finishes up with Kent after Selfie tried to kick it to him and hit the post and bounced back at him. so he retrieved it. He gave it off to Kent, and so Kent goes searching out very wide. Handball back into the field of play. Ball knocked towards the boundary line.
Yeah, Tyrrell
there now. Got in the right boot. Chips it upfield. Banks over the top. Runners everywhere here. They're turning it on. They're looking pretty good. Here's Forsyth. He's a pretty good player too, Forsyth.
Well, he's real good there, Charlie. Just thought his way through the traffic.
Kicked it out wide and gave it off to Jin-Tae. Kicked those couple of goals in the first quarter. Stays in the field of play. McGuinness gets it. Came across from Southern Districts. Sydney onto the left boot. Kicks it goal. Bangs away at goal and gets it. Whoa, we'd be happy with that one. Got a goal out of nothing. Good turn, good kick, good goal.
All through that, like, came in awkward. He was behind his play. He actually got to the front position. The ball bounced high. He's got a hand to it. Actually come back into his hands. Broke a tackle. Showed strength. The other bloke hung on to him. Left foot goal straight through the middle. Oh, that's what he's about. That other indiscretion he'd done, and that's silly stuff where it could have went over the boundary line. He could have had a goal already. Could have had two on the board by now, early in this third quarter.
First season at Banks after coming across from Southern Districts, the big man.
Bit unlucky too there, Charlie. The Crocs, Hodgie, they could have had that. I mean, Crocs, sorry, Tigers, they could have had that first one just then.
Yeah, at the other end.
It's been the story of the day, hasn't it, guys?
Definitely.
So Oates, Miles at it again. No one gets their head, a clear hand on it. Miles, quick follow-up, great work. The Carmichael now looks like he's playing through the midfield, unable to take possession. Banks, bit of a fumble here from Teal, goes to ground. Good pressure from Nightcliff there. I think that was Dylan Cooper, who we talked about in that second quarter, who started to oppose himself on the game, but spent the second half of that second quarter on the bench.
And he was very smart then, went low, didn't give away the free kick.
Is that Cowen Teal there that just got up? 100 games Sandville play with North Adelaide.
Absolutely, yeah, very good player.
All towards the boundary line, little push out there, came from Selfie. Onto the left boot he goes. Up over the wing. The kick was good. They had front position there. Not able to take the mark cleanly, though. But the second effort was pretty good by Sontag. Ball rolls towards the boundary line. They did get the kick away. That was Darling. Down towards the 50-metre line and then carried out of play by Nightcliff down there. Running hard with the footy was Nathan Jones-Cabillo.
Just feel the more physical this game gets, Whitey, that it's going to favour Banks, isn't it?
Definitely, and it just showed down on the boundary here with Selfie, mate. Just big boy, and he really imposed himself on the ball.
So Nathan Jones-Cabillo was the previous best and fairest.
Absolutely.
In the Premier League.
Plenty of Premier League games for the Nightcliff Tigers.
High tackle on here.
How old would he be, boys?
He might be in his early 30s, I'd imagine.
33.
Yeah, taking a guess there, I reckon.
So umpire's going to have a look at this. McGinniskin's looking hopefully in that direction. Umpire's avoiding eye contact with him and is going to play a free kick to the man wearing the opposite Guernsey.
Looks like we've had an umpire change there, Charlie. Ashley Manakaris, I think it was the emergency umpire for the first half.
He wore the long pants out there, but now he's got the shorts on. Kick up towards the wing. Came off hands. It's pretty good. The handball was clever too. Linked it up to the running player out there in Walker. Walker caught in a tackle.
Yeah, it was unlucky. Good pressure by Selfie there.
It's Caleb Walker, under-18 league medal winner. I've got some notes here.
Oh, excellent.
Just found
well, mate, I liked him in the first half. I thought he was all right. Didn't get much of it the later bit of that second quarter.
So again, Banks with plenty of numbers back
That's
behind the footy here. Good pressure. Blake Penny runs into an open goal and bangs one home for Nightcliff. Much needed, and they've worked so hard for that, Whitey.
Fantastic by the Nightcliff forwards there. The pressure was fantastic from the start. They didn't let up, and the big fella, Luck's a fortune there. Look, you take your chances when you can, and it was good play from down here. They extricated the ball from the half-back line. Look, it was an indiscretion by Dane McGinniskin. Give him a free kick. Nightcliff pumped it down to their two big fellas. Milesy got up, didn't take the grab, come to ground. Nice crumbing. I think it was, what was his name again? Walker, free kick. And then off they went, free kick in the middle here to Oates, Banks. Might be too many in the square, I think it was.
So Blake Penny, you know, from Tea Tree Gully, Team of the Year ruckman last year in the Adelaide Footy League Division 1.
Plenty of Premier League games as well this year, Charlie. He has.
Charlie, you're walking encyclopedia.
Well, his notes here in front of me.
You didn't have to tell us about the notes. Charlie would have believed you.
I'll share them with you if you want them. This is Forsyth with
Brownlows did I win?
Forsyth with the footy. Little kick in. It's okay. Found who he wanted. And
that's Roach. He's been good all day, Roach.
Well-known rugby league identity with brothers here in the local comp.
Yep.
Handball out there by Tahini. Diving at the footy. Did he take the mark? No, he didn't.
Done well to keep it in the area.
Yeah, second effort was pretty good. Handball for the Tigers along the boundary line. Jones-Cabillo turned it over.
Just had to go a bit longer there.
So Banks from a long way out. Don't think going to kick goal from there. He's going to go with the kick to the deep pocket. All knocked away and out of play. Seen out there by Ryan Darling.
Well, it seemed to settle a little bit now in this third here. So both teams, a bit of an arm wrestle at the moment. Goal apiece, which is not good for Nightcliff, but hopefully they can extricate the ball out of the defence here.
So Eads, quick punch forward. McGinnis get off the ground. he somehow kicked that through. The goalkeeper unable to stop that. I think it was Morris. Clean bowled him just about, but opportunistic goal from Dane McGinnis. Not the usual goal he kicks, Whitey.
Mate, I would, who was the Nightcliff bloke?
I think it was Morris. It would have taken his head off.
Mate, I think he pretended to. I would have jumped out of the way. That was a rocket. That was a screamer. That's saying the EPL, mate. Absolute screamer. That was a Sergio Guerrero left-footer, mate, from 40 yards out. Fantastic. So the big fella, look, you take him how you get him these days. And like we said earlier, Hodgie, read in the paper tomorrow, he's got 1, 2, 3. The big fella's 3-1 at the moment, and really imposed himself in the last, 25 minutes to half an hour. It was the first quarter, he got his hands to a lot, but didn't take them, did he?
He did, yeah. He worked his backside off.
So reward comes for hard work.
3 goals to the big man. Here's the kick down towards the 50-metre line. Banks at the back to clean up in defence. A little kick across defensive 50. Just hugged that 50-metre line and put it nicely into the hands of Pearson. Hayden Pearson looks up one way and then the other, and then goes short with the kick and was able to put it in the hands of Luke Tyrrell. His brother, of course, is the coach, isn't he? Mark Tyrrell. Is Pearson. One of the right boot goes backwards, concedes some territory, but finds someone a little bit of space back there, and they're able to go forward off the boot of Kent. Kick by Kent. Fullback and club life memory is for Banks.
Well done. Well read.
It's been outstanding since quarter time, has Harry Williams, hasn't he, guys? So Harry Williams now goes long inside 50. Plenty of Banks players back there. Hobbs jumps at the ball, can't take possession. Kent almost goes for a fresh air. He couldn't quite make contact. So Banks just seem like they want this footy a little bit more. They've been a bit smarter. That's clever. I was going to say if it went out of bounds, they're in a bit of trouble. But Travina, who was very good early again, fantastic effort there. And Banks now through Darling can just control the tempo of the game a little bit. So across half back, Darling goes long down the line, looking for McGinniskin, jumps at the ball. Good spoil from the Nightcliff player from behind. Plenty of Nightcliff players here and able to mop it up, but the ball just trickles over the line, or sorry, tackled over the line. And we'll get another ball up here on the half-forward flank for the Banks Football Club. Charlie.
Did that ball go over the line? I think the player went over the line.
Oh, it was close.
No, that was a try, mate. Try time. Try time.
45 plays 20, so 25 points. They've set it up in that first quarter, and they kick 4 goals to none, did Banks, and they're holding on to that lead now.
Well done,
kick
Morris.
inside 50, Morris underneath it. Handball, left behind. High kick under pressure. It's not, has it gone the distance? No, pushed towards the boundary line, out of play.
They've been fantastic all day, Whitey, Banks, haven't they? I'm looking across the side, I can't really see any passengers. It's been a very impressive team effort.
And that's
so
it,
far.
and I think you hit the nail on the head before. When they got that mark back here, they just slowed it down. They're playing on their terms. They know they've got thicker set bodies and all that, so they're actually, you know, using the ball up, using a bit of time off the clock as well, a bit of a la basketball.
It's a big tackle laid on there. Umpire blows the whistle. It says Cowen Teal.
But this is what I want from Nightcliff. Just pair off and look. They've got one sitting back, and they've got the big fella sitting back up that end as well, so that's not too bad.
Trying to get it through Darling. He's had a couple of touches in the last couple of minutes.
Cooper just had to knock that forward then.
Yeah, had a player out there. Wasn't able to get it out though. Come back into trouble and held in a big tackle there laid on by Darling.
Do you think at some point, Whitey, that Nightcliff probably need to even it up and roll one around so Banks don't have that +1?
I think as the quarter's going on and with the scoreboard how it is, and they've kicked two goals in nearly 3 quarters, I think they'll have to just man up, go one-on-ones, roll the dice.
Darling's kick searching down there for McGinniskin, rolls out of play, but they have it where they want it. Banks deep down in their forward line at the 13-minute mark of this third term. 45 plays 20, so they're out by 25 points, led by 22 quarter time, 20 at half time, and out to 25 now.
I'd even chuck Walker up at full forward, just a bit of pace, something different, because look, you got Teal and these blokes here. No one's really quick in the back line for Banks. Luck's a fortune there, Hobbs. See what young Greenoff can do. He just needs to make a contest here.
Yeah, Hobbs worried about his speed there.
Trapped it. Did it beautifully.
Showed a lot of experience there, did Kent, to kick that ball forward, but obviously Nightcliff here able to mop it up. Free kick played for legs, I think it was here, legged.
But young Greenoff, all he had to do was sink the slipper and kick it 50, 60 and chase it up.
And they're away. He had the leg speed, didn't he?
Yep.
So good kick there. Nightcliff now take the mark on centre wing. I think it's Bradley Wood out in the far side there. So Wood now, long kick down the line. Plenty of numbers here for Banks again. Harry Williams out the back against Oates. Oates goes to ground.
Cooper,
great pickup. Good hands here. Williams taken high. Umpire,
no, get a free kick.
Yeah, he's given the free kick, yes.
He was lucky, Hodgie. That should have been a quick handball and they're away, Nightcliff.
Absolutely. He's earned this, Harry Williams. He's been fantastic since quarter time. He's worked his backside off. He needs to kick this one for the Nightcliff Tigers to make sure, just to bridge that gap a little bit and give themselves any opportunity in this last quarter.
Where's he played most of his footy?
Nightcliff Jr. Yep, grown up. Father Chris Williams, who's on the coaching panel.
Oh, Willow. Yeah.
Willow at
Premiership player
at Waratahs.
Was his dad.
Yep. Played with us as well at Buffalo's, eh?
So here's Williams from outside 50, just gets inside 50, gives it a real roost to the line. Didn't get their Tigers there with a chance to mark it. Umpire said no. Handball out, under pressure to Selfie, and they come clear now. Banks with a kick out towards the
Shepherd, big fella.
Towards the wing. Gathered in there by the Tigers. They can run forward through Shaw, right to the top of the goal square. And now the kick around the body. Ryan Wade snaps at goal and comes up with, was it a poster? It was a minor score. It was. Gee, that was the one they wanted.
They needed it desperately, didn't they?
And they worked it out well, Nightcliff, then, which was fantastic. So they need one here desperately, boys. This is the one they need. They can lock it in here. There's only 2 players beyond the centre circle at the moment.
So Tyrrell long to Oates. Oates can't take possession of the ball. Plenty of Banks numbers around the contest, but Nightcliff able to mop up through Cooper. Smart little shove and give straight through the hands there of Sprigg. Pressure seems to have upped for Nightcliff in the last couple of seconds. Williams, good pick up, unable to break free. Who we got here? Tahani now to Johnson. Quick kick wide and the ball.
Deliberate.
Sail out of bounds. You'd be stiff, wouldn't you, under pressure?
Very. But Big Penny then imposed himself. 2 great tackles. You know, you need Walker and these little fellas to get around a little bit more.
You just get the feeling Nightcliff figure that they've just got to kick the next goal here. This game just slowly slipping away from them.
Desperation stakes at the moment.
Big tackle late on there.
The pressure's actually been really good, Charlie.
Yeah, scramble kick there, didn't quite get anywhere. Pack comes over the top and hold it up. Look at the Banks players there, 3 or 4 of them holding it up.
That's what I don't like. Too many Nightcliff players are going to the honeypot. Yeah. Too many are getting in there. Banks are smart, just hanging out. Quick handball, extricate out and they're away.
Eads, good tap forward for Nightcliff. Till again puts his body on the line, and he comes out with it. Somehow it falls into his hands.
And some pace.
And he's been outstanding. I don't think he's been in that shape for many years. Great kick to Heaney. Great pick-up. Showing a bit of candy there, but can't.
Must be his only mistake of the day, Hodgie.
He's been fantastic. Well, they can't find a target. Johnson overruns the footy, but Banks, plenty of numbers there again. Just working fantastically as a team, guys. The ball will go over the line. Morris will see it over the line with Teal. On the half-forward flank.
Well, look, they've slowed down a little bit, the midfielder, because he was looking for runners, Teal. He was looking for them everywhere. No one sort of came past him.
So 24 points the difference here at the 17-minute mark, 3rd term. Banks in front. And pushing to get that all-important next goal. Nightcliff saying, not today. Handball under pressure, tackle late on there, Walker. It's pretty good for the Tigers, holds it up.
Yeah, he really needed to hold that. He got ball on all them, which he really needed to do. If that spilled out, Banks were away again.
He's looking for a bit of it here, Walker. He's hunting on the outside of this again. It didn't spill towards him, though. It went instead to Will Johnson.
He took him on, sir.
The decorated player's been pinged and lost it. Nightcliff are away. Kick down towards their half-forward line's pretty good too. Didn't stay in the field of play. Rolled out in the end. Good defensive work back down there by Goats. Sees it safely over for Banks. So the Bulldogs...
Work something here, mate. They need to work something out here, Charlie. They need this one desperately.
Bulldogs looking pretty comfortable, though. Here's the throw in at the 50-metre line.
So I think that was Bradley Wood that's taken that out of the ball, went straight up and down. Fladrich couldn't take possession of the ball. Quick kick forward by Carmichael, and the ball just trickles out over the line. It seems like today, boys, that Nightcliff have probably handballed when they should have kicked, and they've kicked when they should have handballed. This hasn't been the greatest day for them, but there is still a quarter of play to go, and they are trying to find their way back into this game. If they kick a goal here, it potentially will change a whole lot of things for this last quarter. So
sort of locking it off. Who's that there? 13. Young Shaw. He might get a kick here.
Plenty of numbers behind the ball here. Carmichael puts his head over the ball. Tahini again. Pressure has been outstanding. Walker clean. Quick kick forward by Nightcliff. Hoping to take a mark, and they do. And he's played on. I think he didn't realise that he'd taken the mark, and the umpire may have called touch. But it goes out of bounds, and Banks would be fairly happy with that result, Charlie.
Yeah, and the Tigers are up and about here. They're appealing for every free kick. They're really lifting. They know they've got to score the next goal to stay in this match. Here's the throw.
Composure there, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Look at them around this footy. About 24 of them there. From the back. big thump out. It was going to be hard to get a good clear kick out of there, especially for the Tigers. Now they can burst away. That's pretty good. Now they hurry the kick out back out towards the wing. Gathered in there by Roach. Went with the kick up towards the wing. Cut off back there though. Tigers waiting for it. Short kick's okay. Found the target. Nice mark. Out in front. Good mark taken there by Shaw. It's going to get some meterage.
Well, they need it. I don't think it was really there, Charlie.
So Jaden Shaw, he played all his junior footy at Nightcliff. This is his first grand final appearance. Can he kick a goal? He's going to get a shot from inside 50. So the distance, it's not going to be that easy. His teammates are hoping.
This might be the one. Hodgie, this could be the one.
His supporters in the stand are hoping. Can he put him within sniffing distance? Jaden Shaw crosses 50. He's a right foot kick.
Lovely.
He spears it. It looks good off the boot. It's more than good. It's a goal and he celebrates right on the siren. The Tigers get what they desperately wanted and they close the gap down here now. 7-3, Banks leading at three-quarter time to 3-9.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while down power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now opening Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence. Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
He's at full forward.
Last quarter about to get underway here. Margin 18 points, Bank 7-3, Nightcliff 3-9. Had a bit of a real go at them, Nightcliff, late in that third quarter, didn't they, Darryl White?
Yes, they did. And look, they needed that last one, which was fantastic. They could have got the one before it as well and just really show some impetus in the quarter. But we and Hodgie just realised Penny's gone into the ruck now. Big Molesy's down forward. And we're a bit shattered with young Cooper sitting on the bench. I think they really need that injection of pace at the moment because, look, the Banks boys, they're thick-set lot, very solidly built, and I reckon they'll be starting to slow up a little bit.
They won the quarter, Nightcliff 2-2, the 2 goals. Let's see if they can get an early goal here in this last quarter. They get the punch out of the middle. No clear possession yet.
They get this first one, Charlie, it'll be on.
That's exactly what Banks like. The ferocious tackle.
Well, he took him on, Charlie.
Yeah, ball left behind there. He did. Selfie tried to, didn't get away from it. Tackling over the top, he returns the favour there as well as Nathan Roach.
No, there's a free kick from the young fella down the other end who's in the 50. So well relayed kick to Ashley. Ashley didn't see it and he's seen it, so well done.
So Thrum gets the free kick from Golden Square Football Club in Victoria. It's kicked down into that deep into that forward pocket. That was a high tackle over the top there. Umpire might have picked it up. Might be a free kick here to the Tigers. I reckon that's going to go to Harry Williams.
But they're lucky there, Charlie. They kicked it to a 1-on-4. And he wasn't a big, it wasn't like it was Miles. He was a big presence out there. It was,
and Williams.
He can kick 50, this guy. That's from 50. Kicked deep into the opposite pocket. Nightcliff players couldn't get it. They can emerge with the footy there.
Oh, here it is, Charlie. Here it is.
Teal.
It's a positive start here by Nightcliff boys. They've had first touch on the footy at every contest, haven't they?
Yeah.
And getting to the fall of the ball, more important.
Absolutely. So, Nightcliff deep in the pocket. I didn't quite catch who this was, Charlie, this player. But
is that our man? Is that our man, Sontag?
I don't think it is. It's going to take a fair effort from there, though. And he's on the near side, unable to kick the goal. So, positive start to the quarter, Nightcliff. First hands on the football at most contests here. Now, they just need to make sure they continue this pressure and give themselves scoring opportunities.
Bit inaccurate. That's been their problem all night, hasn't it, really, all day?
I think they've had 3 more scoring shots in the opposition. So Teal now brings the ball back into play. Kick wide, disappointing kick. Oates out there. Carmichael
big fella
hauls it back inside. Plenty of numbers for Banks out there, but Nightcliff pressure's been outstanding. Again, Roach, small kick inside. Hits Selfie, not a great kick. Selfie rushes it. Tahini comes forward, can't quite get involved in the contest. Townsend done a fair bit of body work here for Nightcliff. Again, gets his hands on it. Nightcliff just not quite clean in this situation. They need to clear the ball here, get it inside 50, and the ball trickles out. Banks now moving forward. Cabillo Jones comes out and meets it in front of his opponent. Great work.
Good kick too.
Walker centering the ball's out of bounds on that far side, Charlie.
So Walker played a bit of senior footy, Premier League footy this year for Nightcliff, didn't he?
I believe he has, yeah. He's played a few games. He's been in and out. He's a very good player. A lot of leg speed, and like Whitey said, probably getting him around the ball a bit more. Nightcliff will benefit.
You just know the Nightcliff team thinking out there, our Premier League team's watching us at the moment. We're going to have to give it our best shot here.
Well, they're down. Well, they only won 1 today out of the 4 or something. So, their backs against the wall as a club at the moment. So, stuck out on the Michael McLean wing again, and it trickled. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Just trickles over the line. So they need to extricate something from this boundary throw in here, Nightcliff, just to give themselves a bit of a show. Look, get back in the game, and that'll be a 11-point game.
You got to break that congestion. That's what they've got to do, don't they? Here it is. Here, they just all come around it, make it really hard to get out. And you're kicking under pressure all the time. That kick's okay, but you can't see where it's going, and dropping back in defence. They take a strong mark back there. Banks in the hands of Dylan. Rather, it's not Dylan. Hobbs. That's Hobbs.
Hobbs himself have been playing that role pretty well tonight.
Here's Oates. Had a great year and running with the ball. Forsyth takes it out of play.
Interesting stat today, Charlie, that every game on this TIO #1 oval has been a 7-point margin.
That's right, 3 of them.
3 games here early today, so very interesting to see how this one's going to end out. Which way?
They need to give themselves an opportunity right now, the Tigers.
So far, Penny's move into the ruck's been a positive one for Nightcliff. It's given them first use. but they're backpedaling here, but they've got plenty of numbers here through Sprigg. Quick kick in through the middle of the ground, 2 on 3 Banks way. Williams crashed through the ball. I think that's Thrum. No, it's not Thrum, sorry, 53. Who unable to, I think Morris came through there. Williams again gets his hand on the ball. Nightcliff just need to get a clear disposal here, and Banks would be very happy with that result, outnumbering him in that contest, Whitey.
They're just trying to take on the play, and like they're thick set boys, they can actually tackle as well. So if they've just quick use of the hands, extricate it out quickly, Nightcliff will really put him under pressure, especially with speed of hand.
You mentioned Blake Penny a short time ago. His mum's watching online. Hello, Lisa. She's doing all right here. Here's Banks. This is going to be tough, make it really tough for the Tigers now. Runs in and kicks, but was touched and through for a minor score. Goal gone begging.
He had a teammate in the goal square there, Whitey.
Burned him.
Well, if they lose this one, mate, by 7 points, he wouldn't be too happy, that bloke in the goal square. Who was it?
Sontag.
And he's kicked a few too, the big fella. Over the back, get it on, just get it on. Well done.
It was a good knockback, but Teal was waiting for it.
Selfie, and you're gone.
Selfie got it under the right boot. Jack Selfie. Turned it over though. Mark taken there by Blake Penny. Mum will be happy with him. He's looking good. Dumps it up past the wing. Big climb. Player goes to ground without the footy though. Handball was intended out there for Selfie. And we'll get around it and have a look at a couple of players lying on the ground with the ball trapped underneath them.
Well, let's go, Big Penny. Do one for Mum, mate. Get it out. Get it to advantage. Oh, bad luck. No one got it that time.
But Penny fell straight into his hands. A quick kick forward. Miles comes out on a 2-on-1. He's done well to keep it in play here.
Unlucky.
His teammate had to do a better job there I think it was Ryan Wade, out of bounds on the full.
So Luke Terrell.
And even Kurt Robb there just needed a loud voice to get the handball back, and then a quick kick.
Wade on the mark at 50. Luke Terrell with the footy. How deep can he go with this? His brother will hope he can find a teammate wearing the blue and white. Fist from the back knocks it to the boundary line and out of play. Safely seen out by Nathan Roach. It's been okay today, Nathan Roach.
He's been an out, Roach. He's been real good. You know he'll give you 110%.
The 5 running on there, Will Johnson. He's their star player.
But Banks will be happy with this, mate.
Yeah, as long as they're not scoring, Nightcliff, that's all Banks want, really.
Reset. Tough inside, and they, out of stoppages, they've really been really good today. Attack the ball, son.
Oh, handball. Oh, that was beautifully done. They can run away here. Oh, Sontag says thank you very much. Runs in and kicks the goal. The aeroplane man does it beautifully. I'll tell you what, if it was difficult for Nightcliff before, it's 6 points more difficult right now.
Yeah, I think it's done and dusted, Charlie. And I think that hoodoo of 7 points for the day is really out the window at the moment.
It's gone.
It's gone, definitely gone. So let's try and pick a margin for the seniors. I don't think that'll be closer to 7 points, mate. Hopefully, the way the weather's working out, which is fantastic. But back to this, look. Oates, not a medalist for nothing. Quick thinking on his feet there, the big fella took possession of it. Quick hands, which I wanted Nightcliff to do earlier, and they could have extricated a goal out of that. Quick hands, sets up an easy goal for Sontag, runs straight through, open goal.
He was a Nightcliff junior as well. Talented Nightcliff junior that came across.
So again, Banks able to clear the ball here through Pearson. Long kick inside 50. I think that was Darling at the fall of the ball there. Pick up here by Banks inside 50. Sontag gets his hands to it, can't take the mark. Morris mops up, kicks down the line now. Harry Williams does very, very well to put pressure on the Banks player there. Selfie, but he's mopped up nicely by Roach. Johnson centre wing, just a bit of a fumble there, but Banks again just bashing the ball forward, not messing around with it. Whitey. Teal, quick hands. Tahini's been in everything all day. Nice kick to advantage of McGinniskin, who can't outmuscle his opponent. Morris had a nice mop up here for Nightcliff, and they're away on the far side.
So Roger Morris, I think he played Premier League footy as well for Nightcliff this year, and so did that player there, number 21, Caleb Walker. So had a couple of Premier League players in there. They're going to need all of it. 52 plays 28, ticking up to 9 minutes, really getting to the danger time now for the Tigers.
Yeah, desperation stake, Charlie. They just need to obviously man up here.
Feel the eyes of those Premier League players and those supporters out there. Big game coming up against Southern Districts for the Premier League Grand Final. Pushed out by Nathan Roach. Did it okay. Tahini as well. did okay, but Nightcliff steal it. Kick inside 50, chance to mark there. Not able to pull the mark in though was Jaden Kickett. And Banks equal to the task. They're onto those loose balls, aren't they? The 50-50s. They seem to be winning them. McGuinness with the handball away. Handball out even further by Roach. Banks with the kick now down towards the goal line. It's long, it's good, and it's gone all the way.
Is that Horsley?
Was.
So he ran in and he's kicked a fantastic goal. Nick Horsley, good goal from him.
And that was a good setup, you know, sort of on the Michael Long wing out, Michael McLean wing out there was old Tyrrell. Just got the fist to it, nothing special, got it forward. They had numbers at the fall of the ball, and their numbers at the base of the packs today has been fantastic by Banks. They've led that from, you know, the first 5 minutes they really put on a show, and look, they're finding their way back into the game again. I think their maturity in the blokes and just the way their running power, they're not quick, but they just run that same pace all game.
But that Horsey good play from Barmera in South Australia. Good players come from that region.
Never heard of it, Charlie.
Just won yourself a trip.
Get me out there.
Tyrrell's been outstanding today, and that wasn't his greatest effort. He's turned the ball over. Greenoff, probably a little bit more time than he thought he did. Quick kick forward, and Miles, who's played this last quarter at full forward, first time gets his opportunity to come out and take a mark and potentially go back and put Nightcliff on the board.
Well, you know, Tyrrell there, fantastic. He tried to obviously find a teammate, which they've done pretty much all day today, and look, a little mistake, you know.
He hasn't made a mistake all day, has he?
That's it, he's been fantastic. Could get close to best on ground.
Absolutely.
A minor score there to the big fella.
Just a big fella, isn't he? Look at him. So Tyrrell in no hurry. Luke Tyrrell, he knows that clock favours Banks, the enemy of Nightcliff at the moment. 29 points to margin. So exactly halfway there, Nightcliff. Here's Tyrrell. He's just about gone that way every time he's kicked out, and why not? Good strong mark taken.
Well, he's always had Hobbs out there, Oates out there. You know, that's some big targets to kick at.
And Hobbs goes searching for it's a good passage of play building here for Banks. You get the feeling that Nightcliff have just felt this has got away from them, and there's a couple of marks in a row, was it? No, spilled clear. And a handball come back into play, and the kick forward there by Nightcliff. Up towards the wing, plenty of Banks players there. That was a high tackle there. Umpire picked it up straight away, so the Tigers get the free kick.
Just in saying that, Charlie, Oates didn't get Hobbs. Obviously, Hobbs marked it. Oates was close to it, and he's on a half-back flank, so he followed that ball all the way down, charged down as your ruckman.
Outstanding effort, and who's...
Speak of the devil.
Hobbs takes the mark across half-back. He's been outstanding as well all day, hasn't he, Whitey?
I think, mate, I might be tipping him.
He's gone long.
I reckon I'll go close, mate.
He's kicked long to the Michael Magic McLean wing, and the ball stays in play on the far side there. Picked up Carmichael, Mitch Lee medalist, comes out, fumbles the ball. Tahini, great pressure on his taking his arm. He can't get rid of it, but the umpire's paid a free kick there, and rightly so, because Tahini did a great job of putting that pressure on there, getting hold of the ball. So Tahini now, quick kick wide. Not taken by his teammate there, but free kick given. I think it's Teal.
And it'll hit around the shoulder area.
Jaden Shaw. Sting's really gone out of this one now, guys.
Yeah, Shaw with the short kick back into the almost into the corridor. They go even further across Tigers.
Good kick.
Searching here for Roger Morris. Morris with the kick up towards the wing. No chance to mark it, but away they go off the boot of Nathan Jones-Cabillo.
Cooper's just come on.
Going down ball and all was Nelson Sontag. Held from the back there too. Pressure being put on there by Dylan Cooper for the Tigers. And the umpire will come in and ball it up.
Yeah, but I think Banks had just upped the ante on the pressure again. They sort of fell away a bit that third quarter. They just put the pressure straight back on them again.
Well, they came into this game as favourites, didn't they, Banks? And they've certainly shown that they deserve that.
It hasn't been a runaway win, but it's been a dour win for them. They showed every aspect of the game. At times they've been flashy and brilliant. At times they just had a real good arm wrestle. Now look at big Dane McGinskin, you know, following his man all the way to the centre. And that's what you got to do. That's what wins your games.
Harry Williams kicks it down to 50. Pack flies. Ball goes to round. Tyrrell with the handball was pretty good. Been okay, Tyrrell.
It's been
good
everything.
Back there in defence. Kicking's been good. Defensive pressure been good. Man's in the hands of this man here and go forward with it. Aaron Townsend down towards the goal line. Oh, big mark taken down there in defence. That's a strong mark taken by Richie Hobbs. He's been excellent. Really good today.
Might put him on.
You're going to go for him?
I reckon, yeah.
Him, Tyrrell and Tahini would be a hard one to split them three, wouldn't it, boys?
Yep. You know, Oates has done a great job, but I think Hobbs for me.
So this is Teal across half back. Again, goes long down the line. Darling out the back, can't quite take possession of the ball. Well, he does actually. He works his way into it and punches the ball forward. Plenty of Banks players around, but he has some support there. The Nightcliff playing. They come back in through the corridor. Dangerous kick, but straight to the Mitchell Lee medalist in Carmichael Williams. Quick kick forward, can't find his target. Teal again been outstanding. There's another player that's been great. Oates inside 50. Can he do something with this, the big fella? It's a 3-on-2 here, but Morris does a fantastic job mopping up across half back.
Got the handball away, and now it'll finish up with Will Johnson onto the right boot. That's where he was looking. That's exactly where the ball went. And there was a spill there by Nathan Russell. All the umpires paid the mark he has. And Russell just goes on with a hurry, kicks it outside 50. Got it out of the danger area. Tigers can chip it around a little, put it into the hands there of teammate. Who's that?
Ryan Wade.
Wade it is. Ryan Wade. He's a lefty. That's a spearing kick. Kept it nice and low. Nightcliff to work it forward now. Off the boot of Blake Penny.
Good kick.
That's good vision, isn't it? Over the top. Good strong mark taken there too, down the 50-metre line. Tigers can play on right to the goal line, and running back, just getting his hands on it in the end was Jason Agnew. And knocked it through for a minor score.
Who kicked that, Charlie?
I think it was Thrum, Waddy.
Yeah.
The drum.
The drum kicked it. Mr. Tyrrell. Lukey Tyrrell.
That side again, Charlie. Hobbs is his man.
Kick to the pocket. Oh, a bit of a tackle laid on there on Gavin Greenoff. Gavin Shepherd Greenoff, rather.
So many wasted opportunities, isn't there?
28 points the margin.
So kick it now deep into the pocket. Sorry, that's Selfie again involved in the play. Kicks long down the line. Banks look like they're out here. They've got plenty of numbers streaming forward, including Oates. The kick goes wide to a 2-on-1. Dane McGinniskin does a great job putting his body on the line. Bulldog now, Oates again. The Banks boys just put their body on the line at every opportunity, don't they, guys? It's Bulldog wrap-up tackle here. Ball pops loose. Nightcliff a chance to clear it through Penny now. Long out wide, but again, Banks just set up so well behind the footy, and this is Goats, who kicks inside for plenty of options there, and McGinniskin has been paid the mark. I'm not sure if that was a mark, but nonetheless, he has been paid the mark by the looks of it. I think he's done himself some damage in an area that he probably doesn't need damage. So
he won't give it up either.
No, Will Johnson's trying to steal it off him, but
give it.
Danger's going to go back and slot this one. He's been good as well today, guys.
Well, McGinniskin 3 goals in the grand final. It's pretty good effort.
This is going for his 4th, Charlie.
Crosses 50. Can he make it 4? The big former Croc bangs it with the left boot. He can still kick him.
He's got a nice.
He's got 4. And Will Johnson comes up and gives him the big high hug.
Work rate, Hodgie, for a full forward, centre-half, forward type-ish for what we've seen of him all day.
He's turned back the clock, hasn't he?
He could grab one hand on that little medal as well, I reckon.
He could. He's worked very hard. He's been in everything. He's brought the ball to ground, given the smalls an opportunity, especially Sontag. He's brought Sontag into the game with his contest, hasn't he? So
definitely, you know, brung a lot of, especially early, brung the Crummers into the game. They got a lot of you know, goals just off, you know, Crummers being out his feet.
Yep. And Forsyth out on that far wing too. He's been outstanding this second half. Another former Crocodile.
He actually runs both ways pretty hard. I really like this. And the only mistake they've ever made, the only time someone never looked up was Oates right in front of us here.
Yep.
Kicked it up and he had big, I mean not Oates, there was, no, Coates, eh?
It was Coates, yeah.
Coates, and he had Oates.
Yep.
Or Goats.
Just then he didn't give it to, yeah.
Goats and coats and Oates.
Uncle Toby's, mate, something like that.
Oates has been outstanding in the ruck again.
Sonte, what's he doing?
There it is.
Oh, Teal, sorry.
Gee, they've been a great club, haven't they, Banks? They've won this level of footy so many times. Just a quick comment from you, Darren.
Oh, look, a fantastic game. They put it out there right at the start, showed why they're the #1 team in the competition. They were ferocious. Their attacking ability was very good. But the thing that stood out for me was their running. They just ran in numbers in that first 15 minutes and really put the sword to Nightcliff. And look, Nightcliff really never came back from that. They showed glimpses. That second quarter sort of nullified each other a little bit. In the third quarter, they showed the Premiership quarter. It was a bit of an arm wrestle. And the last quarter, they showed why they're the best team in the comp. They just ran away with it.
Comments here from Darryl White, Andrew Hodges, thanks very much. Victory here, two Banks over Nightcliff by 33 points in the end. They're the premiers for 2018-19 in Division 1, 10-4 to 3-13.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for a fantastic game of the TIO NTFL Men's Division 1 Grand Final. The Banks Bulldogs by 33 points over the Nightcliff Tigers, 10-4-64 to 3-13-31. As we welcome both clubs over to the presentation area. Could we have the Banks Bulldogs over to the presentation area, please, guys? We'll get the presentations underway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, congratulations to the Banks Bulldogs taking out the TIO NTFL Men's Division 1 Grand Final by 33 points. I'd like to thank all family and friends for attending today, and congratulations to the players and support staff from both clubs for their efforts both on and off the field this afternoon. Now we're about to announce the Best on Ground Award, and I'm joined by Minister Tony Sievers and also Mickey O'Loughlin to assist with the presentations. We're going to start with the Best on Ground Clark Medal for the most outstanding individual performance in today's Grand Final. And that player is number 2 for the Banks Bulldogs, their skipper. Please give it up for Bradley Tahiti. Congratulations to Bradley. We'll see him up here a little bit later on. I'd now like to call upon the runner-up coach, Sean Kavanagh, to say a few words from the Nightcliff Tigers.
Firstly, well done to Banks. You're the benchmark for the last 7 or 8 years. You know it's going to be a tough game coming against you guys, so well done. To my lads, bad luck. Put in a lot of hard work this year to get to this point. Regroup, we'll come back next year, and thank you to all the support staff that get us out here today, all the supporters here, and let's get ready for the Premiership next up, lads. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Sean. Well spoken, and well done to the Nightcliff Tigers. They've got a big representation at the Grand Finals this afternoon. We've got the big one to come, but before we do that, we need to present some Premiership medallions to the Banks Bulldogs. And I'd now like to ask their coach, Mark Teal, to come forward, say a few words about the performance, and then to introduce the boys to us.
First of all, thank you to Nightcliff. That's a pretty exciting group of footballers over there, and I think that what the club's been doing with their junior program's really starting to show through. If they'd kicked straight, it would have been a completely different game, but we'll take that. To our guys, we had a shadow hanging over our footy club last year with the loss of Mike Harrison. We really wanted to win a premiership last season to show our respect and love for the man. We didn't do it, but we've done it this year, and it's a great return for him and the club. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Please stick around, Mark. We'd like you to introduce your team members up by Guernsey number and leave the captain till last, of course, and we'll also present the Premiership Cup.
Number 1, Nathan Roach. Number 3, Brent Forsyth. Number 4, Nick Horsley. Number 5, Will Johnson. Number 6, Jason Agnew. Number 7, Nathan Travina. Number 8, Hayden Pearson. Number 9, Jack Self. Number 10, Bronte Jin-Tae. Number 11, Cowen Teal. Number 12, Chris Kent. Number 13, Richard Bulldog. Number 14, Scotty Guitz. Number 16, Richie Hogs. Number 19, Craig Slugger Watson. Number 20, Joel Fladrich. Number 21, David Oates. Number 22, Dane McGinniskin. Number 25, Michael Dillon. Number 27, Luke Tyrrell. Number 28, Arthur Ruzzi. Number 31, Nelson Sontag. Number 32, Ryan Darling. And our captain, Brad Tahini.
We'll also present Mark with his Premiership medallion. Congratulations to you, Mark. We'll ask Bradley to remain up here. And now Mickey O and Tony will present the Men's Division 1 Grand Final Premiership Cup to the winning club, the Banks Bulldogs. Righto, boys, come and join them. Thank you very much to the Nightcliff Tigers as they leave the TIO arena. Thanks for a fantastic game and a great season to the Nightcliff Tigers.